Get the worksheet used in this lesson, as well as hundreds of others, at Mathcation.com. This video is about dividing negative numbers. You can get the worksheet used in this video for free by clicking on the link in the description below. Before we get started, I want to talk about two important rules that are important to remember in determining how to divide negative numbers. The first rule is that if the two numbers you are dividing have the same sign, then your answer will be a positive number. This means if you have a positive number divided by another positive number, your answer will be positive. Or if you have a negative number divided by another negative number, so they have the same sign, your answer will also be positive. So they have the same sign, positive divided by positive, it's positive, or negative divided by negative, it's also positive. When you're dividing two numbers that have opposite signs, your answer will be negative. So it doesn't matter if you divide a positive divided by a negative, that will give you a negative as your answer. So they have opposite signs, positive and negative. Or if you did a negative number divided by a positive number, that is still going to give you a negative as an answer. Let's do two real quick examples before we go to our practice worksheet. This first example gives us negative 10 divided by negative 2. Now these both have the same sign. This is a negative and this is also a negative. So we know that our answer automatically has to be a positive number because this is a negative divided by a negative. Because they both have the same sign, in this case negative, so all you have to do is actually divide the two numbers. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then we know that because a negative divided by a negative is a positive, we know that it's going to have to be positive 5 or just 5. The second example we're going to do real fast is 9 divided by negative 3. This time, this 9 is positive and this 3 is negative. And because they have opposite signs, so positive divided by a negative, we automatically know that our answer has to be negative. To get the number answer, you just do 9 divided by 3, and that's going to be 3. And then it has to be negative because a positive divided by a negative makes a negative. So our answer is going to be negative 3. Jumping to number 1 on our dividing negative numbers worksheet, we have negative 10 divided by negative 5. This problem gives us a negative number. So this is negative divided by another negative number. So a negative divided by a negative, they have the same sign, which means that our answer has to automatically be a positive number. So what we're going to do is when we divide 10 divided by 5, so we divide the actual numbers 10 and 5, and that gives us 2, and then we automatically know that a negative divided by a negative makes a positive, so this has to be positive 2 or just 2. Jumping down to number 2, it gives us 16 divided by negative 8. Now this time we have a positive number, so 16 is positive, divided by a negative number, so 8 is negative. So we already know that they have different signs, and when they have different signs, your answer will be a negative. So a positive divided by a negative makes a negative. So in this case, 16 divided by 8 is going to be 2. And then we know positive divided by a negative has to be a negative number, so our answer is going to be negative 2. Here's our third problem showing you how to divide negative numbers. And this time we have negative 40 divided by negative 2. In this case, a negative divided by a negative, they have the same sign, so we know our answer is going to have to be positive. So what we do is we take our two numbers, in this case 40 and 2, and we divide them. So 40 divided by 2 is 20, and then we know that a negative divided by a negative has to make a positive, so we know this is going to be positive 20 or just 20. The last example that we're going to go over on our dividing negative numbers worksheet is number 4. In this case, we have 3 divided by negative 1. We know that 3 is a positive number, and it's being divided by a negative number. So they have opposite signs, and a rule for figuring out how to divide negative numbers is that a positive divided by a negative is going to equal a negative number because they have opposite signs. So we just take our numbers, 3 and 1, and we divide them. So 3 divided by 1 is 3, and then we know that it has to be negative because a positive divided by a negative makes a negative number. So our final answer for this one is going to be -3. If you found this video helpful, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to our channel, or check out our website for more premium math content. Thanks for watching.